I was just down in the tack room and spied this old bridle hanging there on the wall. And although it's 80 to 100 years old, it got me thinking of today. And not so much the horses, but the people. This bridle's got a specific design. Those blinders are there so that while working, the animal can't get distracted with what's going on this side. It can't get distracted with what's going on that side. It sure as hell doesn't know what's going on behind it. All it knows is to go straight ahead and do what it's told. Sound familiar? Well, folks, it's about time that everybody stopped and took their fucking blinders off and best look behind you, because the World Economic Forum just came up torch in hand and lit your fucking wagon on fire. Everything that you know, your entire way of life, is under direct assault from them sons of bitches right now. Your sovereignty in the nation that you live, your financial stability, your food source, your energy source, your transportation, and your freedom as a human being are all under direct attack by Klaus Schwab and the World Economic Forum. It is Mr. Schwab's intention in his fourth industrial revolution to integrate your biological self with your digital self, to remove God from the equation, the miracle of life. These fuckers are serious, people. They're playing for keeps. This isn't a joke. So it is time. Take your blinders off. Look around you. Realize what's going on. There's some serious shit coming up behind you. Once you see what's going on and you arm yourself with facts, start telling people. This is where we have to sway the mass of consciousness. We have to make people aware. Information is invaluable right now. That's your ammunition. You are a warrior. Use your accurate information and truth. Spread it. Get in the fight. I love each and every one of you.
Hello, everyone. My name is Swamp, and this time we're getting it right. And I think that I love that song. I came across that again. I think it's quite perfect for what we're about to do. Actually, let's play the rest of it. Let's play some more of it. Fantastic. Happy Friday, everyone. How you doing? We finally got it working right. We're ready to rock. And of course, just to, irritate everybody, I'm going to do this right off the bat. Just get it out of the way early, okay? Because September is the month of the trucker hat, all right? Swamp's trucker hats, brand new trucker hats. All of them that I've worn before. Not personally, but, in videos as an animated person. So, make sure you pick up a Swamp's trucker hat, Considering I'm now getting all kinds of nonsense from YouTube. I don't know if you guys saw this. I posted it in the community page. But we got our first community violations, community guidelines strike. And if you missed that video, I guess you're just out of luck because you'll never be able to see it. Though it is still on Odyssey, and I guess you can go see it over there. It was the one with the girl shooting the guns, the little girl shooting the guns. The YouTube did not like that one bit. So, I definitely, even more than usual, because, they've had me different kinds of shadow ban, different levels of all that stuff, but now I rely on you guys even more for support because YouTube is not going to cut me any breaks. But at least this was the first one for this channel, so it's just a warning, they say. But, they're already throttling me anyway, so what's the difference? And what's funny is they said it was because that video was showing me endangering a child, which just cracked me up, because if you manage to catch the video, which I know a lot of people didn't see because they disabled the comments and then like completely removed it from the algorithm and stuff. But yeah, it's this girl who's a badass shooter. She's taking out these awesome moving targets. She's like 6 years old. She's like firing a Glock with a holographic sight on it, and an AR-15, like one of those AR-15 minis, like the juniors, you know. And God, she's just nailing it. I mean, she knows exactly what she's doing. And yeah, they said that was endangering a minor. Yeah, I think you're right. I think it just made the communists scared. They're like, see, this is why we don't want an armed populace. Yeah, she was fantastic. That girl was very impressive. She shoots better than most grown men that I know. All right, guys. First thing I want to get into today is something that I meant to bring up forever ago, and I forgot to. This story from CBS. They accidentally reported real news, and it really upset them that they did so. So they had to retract it. CBS News, we removed a tweet promoting our recent documentary, Arming Ukraine, which quoted the founder of the nonprofit Blue Yellow, Jonas Oman's assessment in late April that only around 30% of aid was reaching the front lines in Ukraine. And there's the original post that had the trailer for the documentary. And since that time, Oman says delivery has improved. Additionally, the U.S. military has confirmed that Defense Attaché Brigadier General Garrick M. Harmon arrived in Kiev in August for arms control and monitoring. We are updating our documentary to reflect this new information and air at a later date. Do you think that they really it's gotten better in that time? I'm pretty sure it hasn't. But I'm not allowed to say that. But anyway, here's the clip that they posted, because of course, you know, the internet is forever. And I actually have the documentary because they posted the full documentary that this was advertising and then took it down. But yeah, here. See, tell me if this rings true or the what they're saying now, that we fixed all the problems, man. Everything's totally fine. Which one's more believable, do you think?
In the past 2 months, we've moved weapons and equipment to Ukraine at record speed. Drones, grenade launchers, machine guns.
We're seeing this incredible, historic flow of weapons coming into Ukraine. Do we have any sense as to where they're going?
We don't know. There is really no information as to where they're going at all.
You know, all this stuff goes to the border, and then kind of like something happens, it kind of like 30% maybe reaches its final destination. 30%?
Are you concerned about weapons getting in the wrong hands?
I don't care at all whether that happens.
What sort of a unit do you command? Can't say. Okay.
You know, there are like power lords, oligarchs, political players.
One of the biggest targets are convoys like this transporting weapons.
Вот там блокпост, где мы ехали, только что въебались туда, прямо в вход. За деревьями. Вот там парламент есть.
Europeans had come to believe that project of integration had effectively meant the banishment of armed force. All of a sudden, not far from the borders of the EU, was the most significant war since World War II.
You see, now, to me, that's pretty much exactly what myself and many other people have been saying since the beginning about sending all this aid and stuff to Ukraine. Is like, You can't be serious.
In the
I mean,
past
sure,
2
we
months,
want to help, of course, right? You know, I get that, but come on. This seems like it's not exactly on the up and up. And CBS reports that, and that's because that's what they found. They found this to be true. And then they had this huge backlash. Everyone's, how could you do? See, like, Ukraine flag in the username is always a fantastic sign that you're about to hear just the best take you've ever heard. This is such an epic fail. It's bloody pointless removing the tweet after the damage is done. But even less so if you're going to replace it with a tweet with a picture of it. These people are, God, you already did the damage. You already spread the propaganda. It is a lot of people saying, yeah, you're an idiot because you accidentally, yeah, see, some good memes. Come on, man. I just love that story. Oh, shit, we accidentally reported real news. Take it down. Take it down. No. Good stuff. So, of course, the big story on everyone's lips. Biden's speech, where he looks like an absolute fascist dictator. His speech on the battle for the soul of the nation. Oh, man. I don't know if you've seen some of the memes and stuff going around about this, or if you watch some clips from it. It's bad, man. It's actually like the most insane, evil thing I've ever heard a president say. Like the entirety of the speech. So, of course, what we're going to do is suffer through the entirety of the speech. But don't worry. I've got a few things to help us get through it. We're not just gonna, go through it just straight, just watch the speech. But I definitely think that this requires a bit of a tone change. So, here, well, let's set the stage and let's get into this. All right, here we go. There we go. I think this fits the tone. I think this fits the tone a little bit better. All right. And to further help us get through this, I've got something set up here. So when you start to get too scared or start to feel that there's too much going on, all right? You drop a super chat and we'll have a quick comedic break. This is how we're going to get through this, all right? We'll do this together. We can't just, we can't just barrel through this because it's too brutal. It's just too brutal. But together, with some jokes thrown in, we might be able to pull this off. So everyone, Heil to the the new dictator. All right. Let's jump into this because there's no better time than now. Let's do it.
My fellow Americans, please, if you have a seat, take it. I speak to you tonight from sacred ground in America. Independence Hall in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. This is where America made its Declaration of Independence to the world more than 2 centuries ago.
This is just crazy. The optics of this, it's just, his speech, actually, technically it fits his speech perfectly. Like, this speech by itself would be bad, but like this? Like this? Come on. I feel like, remember Matrix? What was the like albino woman? Remember her name? And she's just like, not like this. Not like this.
With an idea unique among nations, that in America, we're all created equal. This is where the United States Constitution was written and debated. This is where we set in motion.
Gotta get the platitudes out of the way first, you know.
Extraordinary experiment of self-government the world has ever known.
And damn, that guy on the right there, he's got some shiny gloves. Look at that.
With 3 simple words: we the people. We the people. These 2 documents and the ideas they embody, equality and democracy, are the rock upon which this nation is built.
I hate when politicians do this. This is just stupid, man. It's just the empty plot. Yeah, we get it. We get it.
They're how we became the greatest nation on earth. They're why, for more than 2 centuries, America has been a beacon to the world. But as I stand here tonight, equality...
Oh, it's already getting to be too much for everybody, huh? First super chat of the night. Thank you, Catherine. We're going to take a quick break. You ready? Let's go.
My mind's going blank now. What's happening? What, I can't remember. I'm going to lose track. My mind's going blank now. What are you talking about? What the hell's going on here? Where the hell are we? My mind's going blank now. I can't remember. I don't know what the hell he's talking about. What am I doing here? My mind's going blank now. Where am I headed? I keep forgetting I'm president. Where am I? No idea.
Oh, now back to this depravity.
Equality and democracy are under assault. We do ourselves no favor to pretend otherwise. So tonight, I've come to this place where it all began to speak as plainly as I can to the nation.
What a piece of shit.
About the threats we face, about the power we have in our own hands to meet these threats, and about the incredible future.
And don't worry, it doesn't. I don't. There's a whole bunch of other clips. It's not just the same Biden mind going blank. Though, if it was, we'd all be happy with that too, right?
In front of us, if only we choose it. We must never forget, we the people are the true heirs of the American experiment that began more than 2 centuries ago.
This is the kind of stuff I remember when I was younger. I was like, see, this is why I hate politics. Why do they say stuff like, why waste my time with this? Because this is either a given, like, so you don't have to say it, or you actually do say it out loud, which then means that you're trying to convince somebody of something. You're trying to, it's a show. It's fake.
The people have burning inside of each of us the flame of liberty that was lit here at Independence Hall. A flame that lit our way through abolition, the Civil War.
It's pretty impressive
suffrage,
he's been able to talk this long now.
World wars, civil rights. That sacred flame still burns. Now in our time, as we build an America that is more prosperous, free and just.
At least this is just the typical...
That is the work of my presidency.
Typical
the mission
nonsense politicians spew. It gets so much worse.
But first, we must be honest with each other.
Here we go.
And with ourselves. Too much of what's happening in our country today is not normal. Donald Trump and the MAGA Republicans represent an extremism that threatens the very foundations of our republic. Now, I want to be very clear.
Very clear up front.
It is. The bar is very low, for sure. But he just devolves into anger and rambling, and his dementia kicks in real hard, and he just starts yelling, and oh, it's bad.
Not every Republican, not even the majority of Republicans are MAGA
Oh,
Republicans.
it's completely Pink Floyd.
Not every Republican embraces...
No, it's nuclear ultra MAGA Republicans, actually. Get it right, Vic, all right?
their extreme ideology. I know, because I've been able to work with these mainstream Republicans. But there's no question that the Republican Party today is dominated, driven, and intimidated
Oh, there he is. He's
by
already
Donald Trump and the MAGA Republicans.
already losing his ability to speak. But you're gonna tell me this is supposed to be a speech where we're gonna talk about, you know, we're gonna bring the country together, and then immediately he's like, by the way, so this is all we're gonna talk about, MAGA Republicans, and he still acts like it's like a fringe minority of people, and he calls them extremists the way that George W. Bush used to talk about ISIS and Al Qaeda. You know, like they're that bad, they're terrorists. And it's like, hey, jackass, you're talking about like over half the population of the entire country. But sure, keep acting like you're the Emperor from Star Wars or something. I don't know.
And that is a threat to this country. These are hard things. But I'm an American president, not a president of red America, blue America, but of all America. And I believe it's my duty to level with you, to tell the truth, no matter how difficult, no matter how painful.
Oh man, Majin coming in hot. Damn, I gotta pick a good clip for this that's worthy of that. Damn. What would you expect, or what would you prefer? I'm just gonna tell you the name of two clips. MAGA or my butt's been wiped. That's the name of the two clips. Oh, there it goes, right into the tip jar. Yeah. Oh, damn. Kicked everybody else out of the tip jar. All right, here we go. Comedic break.
You've been the big guy for 6 months now in the White House. Can you take us behind the scenes?
Yeah, there you go.
Something
My butt's been wiped.
was extraordinary or unusual that happened that stands out to you?
Here's the deal. I want to say, I like to walk out of my robe to go in.
Fantastic. Wait, did it play the whole clip or did it get cut off? Well, we might as well do it again for that awesome super chat.
You've been the big guy for 6 months now in the White House.
Look at
Can
his
you take
face.
us behind the scenes, something that was extraordinary or unusual that happened that stands out to you?
Here's the deal. I want to say, I like to walk out of my robe to go in.
There we go. Yeah, it played the whole thing. I don't know. I was concerned. Just want to make sure you're getting your money's worth on that one. All right, back to this Dark Brandon. Or as Hawaii said, Adolf Brandon.
And here, in my view, is what is true. MAGA Republicans do not respect the Constitution. They do not believe in the rule of law. They do not recognize the will of the people. They refuse to accept the results of a free election. And they're working right now, as I speak, in state after state, to give power to decide elections in America to partisans and cronies.
this one will never not be funny to me. This nonsense about they won't accept an election. You gotta be kidding me with that. You gotta be kidding me. You can't. You have to be kidding me with that. When was the last time the Democrats accepted an election loss? Let's be real. Hillary Clinton didn't accept it. I mean, you go back to the Bush election, right? They didn't accept that either. Bush Gore? Like, no. There was funny business going on. Literally pick almost any election the Democrats have ever lost, and they still bitch about it. Hillary Clinton was on like CNN or MSNBC like 3 weeks ago, still talking about how the 2020 election was stolen. Or the 2016 election. I mean, come on. This is hilarious. So they're suddenly pretending like we're the arbiters of truth and election integrity.
Empowering election deniers to undermine democracy itself. MAGA forces are determined to take this country backwards to an America where there is no right to choose.
It's just made to sound like those movies. It's actually like something I found online that won't get me in trouble with YouTube. But yeah, it's made to sound like that kind of stuff.
No right to privacy. No right to contraception. No right to marry who you love. They promote authoritarian leaders and they fan the flames of political violence.
Authoritarian leaders, who are they? Those bastards who want to shrink the government's power? Those authoritarians? The ones who want to repeal gun laws and make it easier for you to buy guns? Those authoritarians. The first thing that Hitler did, the first thing, was shrink the government's power and give guns to everybody. The first thing.
They're a threat to our personal rights, to the pursuit of justice, to the rule of law, to the very soul of this country. They look at the mob that stormed the United States Capitol on January 6th, brutally attacking law enforcement, not as insurrectionists who placed a dagger at the throat of our democracy. But they look at them as patriots, and they see their MAGA failure to stop a peaceful transfer of power after the 2020 election as preparation for the 2022 and 2024 elections.
Let's say, and it's not true, but let's say that the few hundred people involved in entering the Capitol, they are extremists. So it's not true, but let's say that it is. Okay, a few hundred people out of what? 79 million that, or was it, no, 75 or whatever, 75 million people who voted for Trump in the 2020 election, allegedly, you know? I mean, yeah. A few hundred people. Wow, we almost lost everything that day. I mean, there was nothing bad happened. I mean, no one even died that day, even though they keep saying there was like a dozen people who died, but no one died that day except for Ashley Babbitt, right? Which they don't like to talk about that or say that she deserved it. I mean, what a joke, man. This threat, or this speech is a threat. This entire speech is just a threat. That's all it is. From start to finish, it's just a threat.
They tried everything last time to nullify the votes of 81 million people. This time,
what was it, like a month before the January 6th thing was when they, or like maybe a few months before January 6th, they lit that church on fire, lit several Capitol Police like checkpoint buildings on fire, burned down almost the entire city surrounding the Capitol, and also tried to storm it and tried to attack and kill as many people as possible. But that's totally different. That was a mostly peaceful demonstration that, you know, had several hundred people severely injured and went to the hospital. But okay.
they're determined.
And, you know, there's still buildings that are boarded up in DC to this day because of that. And it was just like a month or two before January 6th in D.C. These people are a joke. This is a threat. This isn't a speech. This is just a direct threat to everyone who opposes him, which is over half the nation.
Determined to succeed in thwarting the will of the people. That's why respected conservatives like Federal Circuit Court Judge Michael Ludwig.
Well said, Majin, for sure.
Trump and the extreme MAGA Republicans quote a clear and present.
Hey, that's us. Hey, Joe. The extreme MAGA Republicans. Coming soon to your town. Selling out the Verizon Arena. The extreme MAGA Republicans.
Danger to our democracy. But while the threat to American democracy is real, I want to say as clearly as we can, we are not powerless in the face of these threats. We are not bystanders in this ongoing attack on democracy. There are far more Americans from every background and belief who reject the extreme MAGA ideology than those that accept it. And folks, it's within our power, it's in our hands, yours and mine, to stop the assault on American democracy.
I really would like to know, what is the extreme MAGA ideology? He sure says it a lot, but never defines it. Is it the limited government? Is that the the extreme MAGA ideology? Is it, limiting restrictions on what, on oil? I mean, what is the extreme MAGA ideology? What is it? Yeah, requiring, is an extremist point of view requiring ID to vote? Well, if that's the case, 90% of the countries on the planet that have voting are extremists. I mean, come on. It's absurd they could push that nonsense. This guy, man, this guy.
I believe America's at an inflection point. One of those moments that determine the shape of everything that's to come after. And now, America must choose to move forward or to move backwards, to build a future or obsess about the past, to be a nation of hope and unity and optimism.
To be fair, yeah, I do want us to move backwards. I mean, we need to redo the last 25 years. we do need to reset the clock because damn. But they act like it's move backwards towards, because they always say it's all about progression, being progressive with them. So anything moving forward is good. No, we've had too much of this progressive bullshit. What we need is to go back. You are right on that. But really, let's just go back to let's reset to the late 80s. And let's try it again. Because the 90s were pretty, I mean, we were starting to figure it out. I mean, I remember when I was a kid into a teenager, we didn't have these race problems. We didn't have all these, and then all of a sudden it kept happening and it suddenly got worse. Obama stoked the flames for that again. And it's like, man, yeah, let's go back. But not in the progressive idea of going back.
Optimism, or a nation of fear, division, and of darkness. MAGA Republicans have made their choice. They embrace anger. They thrive on chaos. They live not in the light of truth, but in the shadow of lies.
God, this guy, man. This is every single Hitler speech, Mussolini. I mean, take your pick. I mean, go to the Soviets. We are the beacon of light. It's them. They're the ones. These people that live amongst us. We need to get rid of them. They are a threat to everything. And they could be standing right next to you and you wouldn't even know it. That's why we need to take away everyone's weapons. That's why we need to get more control, is because we will eradicate the threat for you. Oh, what a piece of shit.
But together we can choose a different path. We can choose a better path forward to the future. A future of possibility, a future to build and dream and hope. And we're on that path moving ahead. I know this nation. I know you, the American people. I know your courage. I know your hearts. And I know our history.
Joe, you don't even know what day it is or how to put your own pants on. So I do not believe you when you say this.
This is a nation that honors our Constitution. We do not reject it. This is a nation that believes in the rule of law.
Says the guy who's passed how many executive orders that directly contradict the Constitution? How people don't see this is just beyond me. It's bizarre, the brainwashing and I guess when you're living in a world where, yeah, like you're talking about the transing of kids. I mean, if you're living in a world where you can have an entire group of people in the nation who believes it's okay to castrate children and give them hysterectomies and stuff, then I guess this is normal, actually, than the, compared to that. Oh, God.
We do not repudiate it. This is a nation that respects free and fair elections. We honor the will of the people. We do not deny it. And this is a nation that rejects violence as a political tool. We do not encourage violence.
I mean, unless we are funding a Marxist organization that's going and burning down every city in the country. We do support that. But that's not political violence. That's just retribution for the systems of oppression. And you're the bad guy, man. I mean, come on. You're a MAGA, nuclear ultra MAGA extremist. I mean, we'll never define what that means, but that's what you are. Just shut up and wear the gold star, okay? That's all we ask. We won't come after you. No, all we need you to do is put your names on the list, okay? That's it. It's not going to get worse than that. Believe me. We just got to know where you are to keep tabs on you. It's no big deal.
We are still an America that believes in honesty and decency and respect for others. Patriotism, liberty, justice for all, hope, possibilities. We are still at...
Oh, yeah, Majin, that's a classic. That's a classic Biden line. I used to have that saved somewhere. I don't know. I think there's like audio of it or something, or is it? I don't know if it's a video, but yeah. Classic. That's right up there with, him saying he doesn't want his kids to grow up in a racial jungle.
At our core, a democracy. And yet...
No. Try again. This is our president, for crying out loud. Try again. No, you are wrong. Wrong.
History tells us that blind loyalty to a single leader and a willingness to engage in political violence is fatal to democracy. For a long time, we've told ourselves that...
Thank you, Fox. All right. Let's go, Brandon. And... another quick comedic break from the brilliance that is Joe Biden.
The press has become so dishonest. The public doesn't believe you people anymore. You have a lower approval rate than Congress. I've been hearing more and more about a thing called fake news.
Fake news.
I've seen people destroyed, and I think it's very unfair.
classic.
American democracy is guaranteed, but it's not. We have to defend it, protect it, stand up for it, each and every one of us. That's why tonight I'm asking our nation to come together, unite behind the single purpose of defending our democracy regardless of your ideology.
He's starting to slur his words, man. He's been doing it for a little while now. Honestly, I'm surprised they hung up the flag right behind him at least. It's like all those other things that this administration does where they like the Kamala Harris thing where they misspelled like Philadelphia or something and they used the wrong flag for something to do with Ukraine and like I the flag that's hanging up directly behind him, you can see the blue field to the left of his head. At least they hung it up the right way. I mean, I'm impressed. That's how little it takes to impress me with these people.
We're all called by duty and conscience to confront extremists who put their own pursuit of power above all else. Democrats,
what is the threat, Biden?
Mainstream Republicans. We must be stronger, more determined, and more committed to saving American democracy than MAGA Republicans are to destroying American democracy. We, the people, will not let anyone or anything tear us apart. Today, there are dangers around us we cannot allow to prevail. We hear, you've heard it, more and more talk about violence as an acceptable...
Who, Biden? Who is saying it? You keep saying this. Who is saying it? Because as far as I can tell, the violence has already happened, Joe. It happened for 2 years. Just some explanation would be greatly appreciated.
Acceptable political tool in this country. It's not. It can never be an acceptable tool. So I want to say this plain and simple. There is no place for political violence in America, period. None, ever. We saw law enforcement brutally attacked on January 6th. We've seen election officials, poll workers, many of them volunteers of both parties, subject to intimidation and death threats. And can you believe it? FBI agents just doing their job as directed, facing threats to their own lives from their...
Can you believe it? An organization being used as an SS, a Gestapo, a brown shirt, and people say mean things to them online. I can't believe this. The FBI, all they were doing is what they've been doing for the last 30 years. Undermining the American people. Staging attacks. False flags. Can you imagine? I mean, really, think about it. Can you imagine? Can you imagine? People said they were assholes on Twitter. No one deserves that. No one.
Their own fellow citizens. On top of that, there are public figures today, yesterday, and the day before predicting and all but calling for mass violence and rioting in the streets.
Who? Where? Show me.
This is inflammatory. It's dangerous. It's against the rule of law. And we, the people, must say, this is not who we are.
I mean, all those terrible, terrible right-wing extremist plots. You know, like the right-wing extremists who tried to kidnap Gretchen Whitmer. Oh, wait. That was the FBI. Shit. Well, who... There's got to be other ones. There's got to be.
Ladies and gentlemen, we can't be pro-insurrectionists and pro-America
I want to hear that again. Try it again. Try it again, buddy.
are ladies and gentlemen, we can't be pro-insurrectionist and pro-American. They're incompatible. We can't allow violence to be normalized in this country. It's wrong.
I guess, I guess I'm already on thin ice since I got my first strike on the channel, so I can't be as explicit as I want to be. But, one thing. They weren't even insurrectionists. That's a stupid thing to say. You are an idiot if you say that. One instance happened. And it has benefited these people so much. I'm just saying, I think that's a little fishy. Like maybe something happened, baited into, something like it. Maybe it was just planned. I don't know. He's right. They were just insurrectionists, and they've been killing millions of people every day, actually. Those nuclear ultra MAGA Republicans.
We each have to reject political violence with all the moral clarity and conviction this nation can muster. Now, we can't let the integrity of our elections be undermined, for that is a path to chaos. Look, I know politics can be fierce and mean and nasty in America. I get it. I believe in the give and take of politics, in disagreement and debate and dissent. We're a big, complicated country.
Do you?
But democracy endures only if we, the people,
do exactly what the fuck I tell you to do. Ah, yeah. Woo, yeah. Totally not a fascist.
Respect the guardrails of the Republic only if we, the people, accept the results of free and fair elections. Only if we, the...
Again, I'm sorry. Are they still not writing pieces about how the Russians helped Trump steal the 2016 election? Is that not a thing? I'm pretty sure it is. Because I'm pretty sure it's still to this day, at least once a month, I come across something from NPR or CNN or, MSNBC, CBS, USA Today, whatever, about how they're finding out that more evidence behind the Trump-Russia collusion and how it was illegitimate. But then they come out and say, we have to accept the results of all elections, and anyone who doesn't is, well, they're nuclear ultra MAGA and a threat to insurrection.
People see politics not as total war, but mediation of our differences. Democracy cannot survive when one side believes there are only two outcomes to an election. Either they win or they were cheated. And that's where the MAGA Republicans are today.
Dude, I'm telling you, since 99, it's like the last 22 years, 23 years, almost every single election where main Democrats have lost, they bitched about it for like 2 to 3 years after it. And Republicans never have. And I don't like any of the establishment Republicans. They suck. But this is a joke, right? You can't just come out here and say this. I mean, is everyone brain dead? Is the whole nation? Has the fluoride in the water just killed everyone's brains? I don't know. Like, what is it? They still talk about even meaningless elections, like the freaking Stacey Abrams election. They still talk about that. And then he's up here saying, well, one time the people who supported Trump after the 2020 election came out and said, hey, look at all this evidence that I have here that something funny happened. You're literally advocating violence right now. No, I'm just saying, like, look at the graph. Like, you know, where it's like, this is the votes that are being counted, and then all of a sudden, all at once, there's a spike of, like, 10,000 votes in one instant. I mean, that seems strange. No, you are literally advocating violence right now. You need to knock that off, mister. No. Bad. Stop it.
They don't understand what every patriotic American knows. You can't love your country only when you win. It's fundamental.
I mean, it's just it's absurd. What did you guys do for 4 years after Trump was elected? Riot, loot, burn down cities. And not to mention, people who are generally more right-wing, even when their guy isn't elected, they generally still fly American flags and they love America. Democrat people and liberals that I know, if the wrong person wins, like Trump, suddenly they say that the American flag is a hate symbol and they hate America and America is just evil. What a dumbass.
American democracy only works only if we choose to respect the rule of law and the institutions that were set up in this chamber behind me. Only if we respect our legitimate political differences. I will not stand by and watch. I will not the will of the American people be overturned by wild conspiracy theories. And
pretty sure he missed a word there.
I will not stand by and watch. I will not the will of the American people be overturned by wild conspiracy theories.
Let's see that real quick. I'm pretty sure he left a word out there.
Our legitimate political differences. I will not stand by and watch. I will not the will of the American people be overturned by...
I will not stand by and watch. I will not the will of the American people. Nice.
Wild conspiracy theories and baseless evidence-free claims of fraud. I will not stand by and watch elections in this country stolen by people who simply refuse to accept that they lost.
What a piece of shit.
I will not stand by and watch the most fundamental freedom in this country, the freedom to vote, and have your vote counted and be taken from you and the American people. Look, as your president, I will defend our democracy with every...
I do believe one quite extremist thing. You should have to prove who you are to be able to vote. I know. It's just like Nazi Germany. I mean, the Nazi Germany was big on election integrity and making sure that every vote was legitimate. I mean, they were huge on that. So I'll give the Democrats and the liberals that one. You know, that's the one extremist thing that I believe in. Sorry, I'm sorry you guys had to find out this way, but that's the one extremist thing that I do believe in. Having a driver's license.
Every fiber of my being, and I'm asking every American to join
see you,
me.
Majin. Thanks for the super chat, brother.
Throughout our history, America's often made the greatest progress coming out of some of our darkest moments, like you're hearing in that bullhorn. I believe we can and must do that again, and we are. MAGA Republicans look at America and see carnage and darkness and despair. They spread fear and...
I love how he's pointing out the protester with the megaphone. It's the darkest of our nation, like that. But didn't he just go through this whole thing about talking about how, like, I understand that American politics can get ugly and we can yell at each other and we can have very different opinions and we could be at each other. You know, I get it. I get that. Then a guy with a megaphone, he's like, this is the darkest thing our nation has to offer. Should not be tolerated.
lies.
To be fair, he probably doesn't remember that he said that. So, I mean, it's you can't fault him for that.
Lies told for profit and power. But I see a different America. An America with an unlimited future. An America that's about to take off. I hope you see it as well. Just look around. I believe we could lift America from the depths of COVID, so we passed the largest economic recovery package since Franklin Delano.
I've got to see what the closed caption thinks he just said right there.
America from the depths of COVID, so we passed the largest economic recovery package since Franklin.
The captions say the largest economic grubby package. The largest economic grubby package. I think that is what he said.
I believe we could lift America from the depths of COVID, so we passed the largest economic recovery package since Franklin Delano Roosevelt, and today America's economy is faster, stronger than any other advanced nation in the world. We have more to go.
How can you live in this bizarre, upside down fantasy world? Yeah, our economy's doing great. It's all because of Joe Biden's grubby package. That grubby package that he passed, it freaking did it all. I mean, it had nothing to do with the economy, and for some reason had a bunch of money going to things like green energy, but sure.
I believe we could build a better America. So we passed the biggest infrastructure investment since President Dwight D. Eisenhower. And we've now embarked on a decade of rebuilding the nation's roads, bridges, highways, ports, water systems, high-speed internet, railroads.
You know, I have a feeling. It's like this tickle on the back of my neck. I got this feeling. None of that is going to happen. I don't know. It's like a tick, you know? I've got a sneaking suspicion.
I believe we could make America safer, so we passed the most significant gun safety law since President Clinton. I believe we could go from being the highest cost of prescriptions in the world to making prescription drugs and healthcare more affordable. So we passed the most significant healthcare reform since President Obama signed the Affordable Care Act.
Yeah, and that was fantastic.
And I believe we create...
Totally didn't screw me over at all. It was fantastic. Thanks, Obama.
We could create a clean energy future and save the planet. So we passed the most important climate initiative ever.
And Biden, what was the name of that really important climate initiative that you just signed? Oh, right. The Inflation Reduction Act. It's all just one big joke. Oh man. Someone needs to send in a super chat so we can get some comedic relief, because I'm not sure how much this is getting rough.
The cynics and the critics tell us nothing can get done, but they're wrong. There is not a single thing America cannot do, not a single thing beyond our capacity if we do it together. It's never easy, but we're proving in America, no matter how long the road, progress does come.
As I said, I think we could all do with a little less progress, Joe. If this is what we're talking about with progress, I want nothing to do with it.
I know the last few years have been tough, but today, COVID no longer controls our lives. More Americans are working than ever. Business.
Joe, why are you spreading COVID misinformation? They're putting mask mandates and things back in place. Even though the CDC says we don't need it anymore, but, you know. They're actually, like, the people are actually doing that. I can't believe Joe wants people to die of COVID.
Are growing. Our schools are open. Millions of Americans have
I mean, isn't it LA that they got put their mask mandates back in effect and all that? I don't know. You know, one of those shithole cities.
lifted out of poverty. Millions of veterans once exposed to toxic burn pits will now get what they deserve for their families and their
Bullshit, Joe. Bullshit. You use that as a fucking cover for more money laundering. Anyone who looked at the bill knows that. That one really pisses me off. Where they act like, I even know people who are like, well, yeah, they do these other, they are probably going to do these bad things, but at least they're going to do this one thing for the, you know, the veterans. What in the history of our relationship with the federal government makes you believe that they're going to do that? What? Is it all the other times they said they would do that and then didn't that make you believe that this time they will? Come on. You can't be that gullible. But sure. Why not? Biden's the savior of the world. Ukraine is the most just and amazing country on the planet. The World Economic Forum only wants to help. Bugs are healthy to eat. Just whatever, you know, at this point.
American manufacturers come alive across the heartland, and the future will be made in America.
And the way we will ensure that is by putting regulations and so much red tape in front of these companies so they actually have to outsource to China. Yes, made in America. Well, made in China, assembled in America.
No matter what the white supremacists and the extremists say, I made a bet on you, the American people, and that bet is paying off, proving that from darkness, the darkness of Charlottesville, of COVID, of gun violence, of insurrection, we can see the light. Light is now visible. Light that will guide us forward.
I'm pretty sure actual white supremacists, and I'm not counting things like the Aryan Brotherhood in federal prisons, you know, gangs where people have lifelong prison. You know, I don't really count that. But actual white supremacists, I mean, it's gotta be in the high hundreds. And by high hundreds, I mean like 180 people. They were all there in Charlottesville, all 180 of them. It was quite a turnout.
Not only in words, but in actions. Actions for you, for your children, for your grandchildren, for America. Even in this moment, with all the challenges we face, I give you my word as a Biden, I've never been more optimistic about America's future. Not because of me, but because of who you are. We're going to end cancer as we know it. Mark my words. We're going to create millions of new jobs in a clean energy economy. We're going to think big. We're going to make the 21st century another American century because the world needs us to. That's where we need to focus our energy. Not in the past, not on divisive culture wars, not on the politics of grievance.
Oh, no, Biden, you haven't done that this whole speech. You've been a unifier this whole time. We have to stop focusing on this divisive culture war. How did he say it? I don't know. It's something like that, but... No, you've... Yeah, giving his word as a Biden is, man. This guy, man. Hey, I'm gonna rant for 20 minutes about the evils of the nuclear ultra MAGA Republicans and how they are subhuman and how we need to eradicate them from the political discourse and then eventually from the country itself. put them in prison, slaughter their families. And I'm tired of this divisive rhetoric that people continue to use in our politics and our culture. As long as we kill the MAGAs, everything will be unified. I mean, I guess that's a good, any good socialist. I mean, that's their rhetoric, right? I mean, no, everything will be equal as long as we kill the people who disagree with us, and then bam, everything is equal. Fantastic.
But on the future we can build together. The MAGA Republicans believe that for them to succeed, everyone else has to fail. They believe America, not like I believe about America. I believe America is big enough for all of us to succeed. And that is the nation we're building, a nation where no one is left behind. I ran for president because I believe we're in a battle for the soul of this nation. I still believe that to be true.
This is literally a speech you would give if you were trying to foment a civil war. All he's done is talk about the division. Them. All he's done is point the finger and call you evil, white supremacists, people who want to destroy our country. They have to be stopped. I mean, this is a civil war president right here. This is someone who wants a war. He wants to create that. He knows it's better for him if he does. If he can draw out the beast, it's better for him. He knows that. What a scumbag. Well, and, I'm saying him. Biden doesn't know anything. His handlers, the people in control, they know that.
I believe the soul is the breath, the life, and the essence of who we are. The soul is what makes us us. The soul of America is defined by the sacred proposition that all are created equal in the image of God, that all are entitled to be treated with decency, dignity, and respect.
Except for this one group of people. They don't deserve any of that. But yes, of course.
All deserve justice and a shot at lives of prosperity and consequence. And that democracy must be defended, for democracy makes all these things possible. Folks, and it's up to us. Democracy begins and will be preserved in we, the people's habits of the heart, in our character, optimism that is tested yet endures, courage that digs deep when we need it, empathy that fuels democracy, the willingness to see each other not as enemies but as fellow Americans. Look.
How about you do that, Joe? It's just bizarre to see the absolute hypocrisy in every single thing that comes out of his mouth.
Our democracy is imperfect. It always has been. Notwithstanding those folks you hear on the other side there.
See? He even does it. Unity. Oh, except those people. Like, he literally just says it. But when Black Lives Matter tries to burn down the church right next to the Capitol, burns down several Capitol Police posts and burns down the entire city, you must respect their anger. This is what democracy looks like. Isn't that what they were chanting through all that bullshit?
They're entitled to be outrageous. This is a democracy. But history and common sense.
I love how he just contradicted himself like 3 times right there.
Optimism that is tested yet endures. Courage that digs deep when we need it. Empathy that fuels democracy. The willingness to see each other not as enemies but as fellow Americans. Look, our democracy is imperfect. It always has been. Notwithstanding those folks you hear on the other side there. They're entitled to be outrageous. This is a democracy. But history and common sense.
It's like he caught himself halfway through it. He's like, yeah, but then F those guys. But they can do that. And what the hell? Did any of that make sense leading up to that?
Optimism that is tested yet endures. Courage that digs deep when we need it. Empathy that fuels democracy. The willingness to see each other not as enemies but as fellow Americans. Look, our democracy isn't perfect. It always has been.
What? Our democracy isn't perfect. It always has been. I don't know.
Notwithstanding
Then
those folks you
stupid
hear
thing
on the
again.
other side there. They're entitled to be outrageous. This is a democracy. But history and common sense. Good manners is nothing they've ever suffered from. But history and common sense tell us that opportunity, liberty, and justice for all are most likely to come to pass in a democracy. We have never fully realized the aspirations of our founding, but every generation has opened those doors a little bit wider to include more people who have been excluded before. My fellow...
It's totally not woke enough, Joe, because it's known, it's widely known amongst the progressive liberals that the founding was racist. The very foundation of our country is racist. This guy, man. This old white supremacist guy. Man, what a... Come on, Joe, do better.
Fellow Americans, America is an idea. The most powerful idea in the history of the world. And it beats in the hearts of the people of this country. It beats in all our hearts. It unites America. It is the American creed. The idea that America guarantees that everyone be treated with dignity. It gives hate no safe harbor. It installs in everyone the belief that no matter where you start in life, there's nothing you can't achieve. That's who we are. That's what we stand for. That's what we believe.
Literally, none of these words mean
That's
anything.
precisely what we're doing. Opening doors, creating possibilities, focusing on the future. And we're only just beginning.
God, I hate this kind of politician speak. God, he said nothing that entire time.
Our task is to make our nation free and fair, just and strong, noble and whole. And this work is the work of democracy, the work of this generation. It is the work of our time, for all time. We can't afford to leave anyone on the sidelines. We need everyone to do their part. So speak up, speak out, get engaged, vote, vote, vote.
Oh my God, what a loser. Man.
And if we do our duty, in 2022 and beyond, then ages still to come will say, we, all of us here, we kept the faith. We preserved democracy. We heeded our words.
We heeded our words. We listened to ourselves. We heeded our words.
Then ages still to come will say, we, all of us here, we kept the faith. We preserved democracy. We heeded our words. We heeded not our worst instincts, but our better angels. We proved that for all its imperfections, America is still the beacon to the world, an ideal to be realized, a promise to be kept. There's nothing more important, nothing more sacred, nothing more American. That's our soul. That's who we truly are. And that's who we must always be. I have no doubt, none, that this is who we will be, and that we'll come together as a nation that will secure our democracy, that for the next 200 years, we'll have what we had the past 200 years, the greatest nation on the face of the earth. We just need to remember who we are. We are the United States of America, the United States of America. And may God protect our nation, and may God protect all those who stand watch over our democracy. God bless you all.
God, I want to see, like, how many times, I need to get the transcript of this and look up and see how many times he said, who we are. God, he said that like 6 times in the span of like 30 seconds.
To be realized, a promise to be kept. There's nothing more important, nothing more sacred, nothing more American. That's our soul. That's who we truly are. And that's who we must always be. I have no doubt, none, that this is who we will be, and that we'll come together as a nation that will secure our democracy, that for the next 200 years, we'll have what we had the past 200 years,
yeah,
the greatest
who
nation
are
on
we,
the face
Joe?
of the earth. We just need to remember who we are. We are the United States of America, the United States of America. And may God protect...
Man, we are the United States. Did you hear that? United. And what united means is all of us who agree right here, you know, all of us who agree, we get rid of the people who don't agree, and then we're united. It's fantastic. It's easy. It's the same way you create a socialist utopia. Well, if you disagree, we just get rid of you. And who cares if things are actually going good or not? As long as we all agree that they are, then here we go. Fantastic.
Our nation, and may God protect all those who stand watch over our democracy. God bless you all. Democracy. Thank you.
What? Dude, how could you cheer that? Listen, it's like he just had to say it a few. That's a comedy skit right there. He just has to say democracy so many times, so he just ends it by saying democracy. The United States of America, united. This is who we are. We believe in freedom and liberty for all, and that's who we have always been, and it's who we are right now. And the democracy that we have fought for is always has been and always will be exactly who this nation is and what we stand for. And the democracy will save us. This is who we are. The United States of America. The United States. Democracy. Oh, God. God, who invited Alice Cooper? And why is Alice Cooper kissing Joe Biden? I mean, what is going on? This has gone off the rails, man. What? We've devolved into insanity. Oh, man, they turned his mic off. I want to know what he tried to say right there. He picked up the mic. Did you see that? No, there you go. He's like, nope. They were like, Joe, we know better than to leave that mic going. It cannot be. Do not let him speak. Look at him go. It's just beautiful. What a joke. Oh, what a joke, man. Oh, and look at that. We got from CBS News the detailed inventory of seized Mar-a-Lago items unsealed. Oh, no. Is that it? Everyone's been trying to super chat, but Google won't let it go through? Dude, I've got so many awesome clips ready for super chats. We only saw a small fraction of them. A small minority of clips, which anything with the word minority is good, so I guess we're doing all right. Oh, I'm so bummed. I just remembered that I made this. Damn. I had this awesome thing. I was going to use it through the whole speech and I totally forgot. Watch this. I had this set up because I wanted to use it throughout the speech whenever he said some crazy stuff. Here, watch this. Damn! Alright, guys. We're starting the stream over again. For the third time. We're doing the whole thing over again. Oh, I'm so bummed I forgot about that. Here, just for, let's just roll back to some random dumb shit that he says. Just see.
They refuse to accept the results of a free election. And they're working right now, as I speak, in state after state, to give power to decide elections in America to partisans and cronies, empowering election deniers to undermine democracy itself.
Yeah, sure, Joe. What an idiot. See, that's how cool it would have been if I had remembered that I had made that. Oh, bummer, man. One more time, just because I'm bummed. I meant to play that like 6 times, and I didn't even do it once. Oh, what a missed opportunity. I'm gonna have to hold on to that, I guess. I'm gonna have to hold on to this clip and use it for something else, because come on, that's a cool one. It's a cool clip. It's all right. Wait, what's behind? You mean the background behind Biden? Like with the red lights and stuff? I didn't make that. That's what they did. They thought it would be, I don't know, it'd be good for his image. No, I built this whole thing around what they looked like. I mean, I'm telling you, man.
It's about to take off. I hope you...
No, they made that. And for some reason, that guy's got a very shiny white glove back there. I don't know why.
Focusing on the future. And we're only...
Yep. Absolutely. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Never forget Heil Biden. What a sad world we live in. How could we have let this happen? And of course, I gotta use the clip again because it's gotta be used for something. Good times, good times. Yeah, I think they tried to lean into the... I mean, they really want they want to make Dark Brandon happen, but someone needs to tell them that Dark Brandon is not going to happen. Okay? I think that's what it was. Is like somebody who works for him was like, we're pushing this Dark Brandon meme. Let's do that. Maybe that'll make him look cool, you know? It was Dark Brandon. Let's make him look like Mussolini. I bet you that'll do the trick. Let's just make him look like Mussolini. But these are people who are morons and they don't understand the world. Yeah, they thought doing this was going to make him look good. Yeah. Where is the... Oh, shit. I guess we'll play it again. I didn't even mean to play that again, but I'm not mad about it. But yeah, they thought doing this was going to make him look good. Fantastic. I guess we might as well do it one more time, but with the sound on this time, since I've had the sound turned off for it. But I just feel like I got to get my money's worth out of this. You know, I spent all that time putting together that freaking thing for the Madman at the Wheel, and I just never used it. Damn, I can't. I'm actually really bummed that I forgot about that. All right, ladies and gentlemen, how long have we been going? Last chance for some more funny clips from Super Chats. I got a few more. And, of course, I wouldn't be doing my job if I didn't bring it up again. The trucker hats. The month of the trucker hats. Pick yours up now. All right, guys. It's been a hell of a Friday. I'm gonna play some games. Maybe I'll do it on here or the second channel. I don't know. Depends on what you guys are into. How you, what you're feeling. Or we could just go over to the Discord and rewatch all of the She-Hulk episodes. Like we've been doing. No, I'm making a video about She-Hulk, so I've caught up, been catching up on that fantastic show. It's about as enjoyable to watch as Biden pretending to be Mussolini. It's something else. All right, ladies and gentlemen. That's it. I hope everyone had a good Friday. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope, you know, Joe Biden didn't make you consider taking your own life, because the guy's not good news. And I would understand. All right, I'm going to go live on the second channel a little bit. So, join the Discord if you haven't. And I'll see you guys tomorrow for Over the Legal Limit. Swamp out.